Hi, this is Showtime, the hype man on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you at work. Along with my co-host, Dr. Rock. Tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Came on, I saw it came. Hi, and welcome, and good morning to Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you at work. We are broadcast live on YouTube channel, and also we're live on Facebook Live. My name is Showtime, the hype man, the host of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, we want to give a great shout out to one of our co-hosts, the co-host on Philly Hot Radio, Dr. Rock. Dr. Rock, or if you're listening around the world, we just want to wish you a happy birthday. Philly Hot Radio. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Terry Marlisa.
Oh, how you doing, Marlisa? How you doing?
Hi, Showtime. How are you?
I am fine. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
So what's going on? I see you called early. You got a chance to call up. So what's going on, my friend?
Well, do you have us on the radio already?
Say that again.
Are we on live?
You on live. We waiting for you.
Well, good morning, my community. How's everybody out there?
Well, we're fine. Everybody is fine, Miss, and we're definitely live, and we want to thank you for calling in. And I'm so grateful.
You know, we appreciate you all the time, Showtime. You know, you are a good person, and we love you.
Well, I saw that what you was doing when it dealing with fundraisers, and also we saw what you was doing. And I wanted to see that what can I do, because we have a fan base around the world. We're on YouTube channel right now from Australia, Atlanta, Georgia, Canada, Mississippi. You'll be surprised that you will get help in other cities, but not in Philadelphia. It is strange in Pennsylvania, where you was born and raised, where a lot of people know you, when we're asking for donations. And the Afro-American community is not, you gotta learn how to give donations. We gotta learn how to participate in Afro-American business. Anything that you wanna say so we can maybe get the phone lines jumping for you and maybe get some money into your account today. And that's one of our goals today on Philly Hot Radio, to see can we help you out today.
Well, thank you, Showtime. We called because, you know, we are trying to raise $45,000 to keep our restaurant open, Soul Food Mills. We're located at 4514 City Line Avenue on Philadelphia side. And we are going to basically be selling soul food. That's our primary dish. And along with your fried chicken, your turkey wings, mother turkey wings, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, collard greens. Yeah, all those good things. We're even going to have Alaskan snow crab. I know it's not soul food, but we have to have Alaskan snow food because we love Alaskan snow crab legs. Yes.
Well, we know that crab food and seafood go with black food along with the way of our tradition.
That's right.
So basically, so let me ask y'all a question. How long y'all been into in the restaurant business? I never knew that y'all was cooks. Y'all look so cute, and I know y'all, even though y'all look cute, but y'all can cook along with being cute.
We've been cooking for some time. We've had an online soul food business since 2014. Absolutely. Catering. We have a catering business and we did a wholesale. So we've been doing it for a minute, and so we've expanded to having a restaurant on City Line Avenue, which extends us to, and we wanted to expand our fundraising campaign to reach out to your audience, to be able to help us fund our restaurant, because 2 weeks before COVID hit us, we had gotten our building permit, and right before we got our building permit, you know, the city shut down for a whole 3 months, and our contractors could not get their permit or their licensing to do any of the work that they needed to have done. So it set us back a whole 3 months. And 3 months is money, money, money. So we lost a lot of money by not being able to open in March, April. Mm-hmm.
So how's the money, raising money? Because it takes money to run a business, and it takes money to run your home. It takes money to do other stuff besides your bid. A lot of people don't know the road when it comes to business. But what I realized, God said that failure is a part of success. And what you're going to learn, y'all have went out early on before everybody else dealing with business. And because of the coronavirus, that had stumbled and stimulated your time where y'all had everything rolling, but what happened was y'all had a falling part that fell off a little bit. But I can see that y'all are a strong family. Y'all been taught how to deal with situation. So what can Philly Hot Radio can do to help and make sure that we can get people, because I'm asking my audience, I'm asking those who are Afro-American, my white community, and also my brown Latino brothers and sisters. This is a sister and daughter-mom combination, or whoever they partner with. It's important that we give a donation. I want to give a donation, and I'm going to ask me and Dr. Rock, I'm going to see what she's going to give, but we're going to put Philly Hot Radio going to give you a contribution in your account today. But what we're doing, we're hoping that our audience that are watching us around the world can also contribution, because this is a black business. Don't tell me all these people in Philadelphia, black, white, and Latino, that has a business that has not got the ground open, they are asking for our help. What can we do to help this business? So won't you give them your information, and you're live right now on the YouTube channel, and after the show, I'm going to give you a copy of this show. I'm going to send it to your phone number so you can have it, so you can put it out there. So what they have to do to get you to get in contact, so put some money into your account?
Well, for our community to support us, all you have to do, we have a GoFundMe account. GoFundMe account, and you look for Help Us Save Our Restaurant.
Can you repeat that again?
.com.
Repeat that one more time.
GoFundMe, Help Us Save Our Restaurant.com.
Y'all heard it live. This is my friend. Her and her daughter are my great friends. They are my support. I want to try to do something to help them back. Anything that Showtime the Hype Man can do, I'm asking y'all to come out and contribute. It can be $5, it can be $2, but also it can be $10,000. You just don't have to. When we ask for donation, it can be anything. So I'm wishing that my fans and my audience that are watching us, let's help this black business-owned restaurant so they don't have to struggle to do a grand opening and a grand closing. So Shirley, I want to thank you for calling. We're going to talk more about your business more, and we're going to be helping you out all during the week, promoting, marketing, and make sure that we can reach some of your goals.
Thank you so much, Hype Man. We appreciate you. Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank both of y'all. Love both of y'all. And thank you for watching Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work. You can go to www.phillyhotradio.com. You can watch us live on YouTube, broadcasts around the world. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I love y'all. Hi, this is Showtime the Hype Man. We're live on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work. For those who are watching us, phones are calling. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning, Showtime. This is Dr. Rock.
Hey, y'all, this is Dr. Rock. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to host of Philly Hot Radio, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Rock. What's going on, Dr. Rock? It's your birthday.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just want to thank everybody this morning who gave me a shout out. I don't care if it was on the phone. I don't care if it was on Facebook. I don't care if it was on Instagram. Thank y'all so much. Y'all don't know how much that means to me. Just to say happy birthday is enough, and I really appreciate everyone that said that, because guess what? The days are not promised to none of us. So when you say that to me and I see 58 years, I just thank y'all for so much for the love. I felt the love. I was so overwhelmed by the love that everyone gave me this morning. So I want to tell you all, everybody, just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tears of joy.
Well, this morning when I got to the radio station, you got flowers here that I got to bring to you today. Someone delivered flowers for Dr. Rock, Tracy. Tracy got you flowers and a big card for you. So I be seeing you later on.
Tracy, that was so nice. You said Tracy did?
Yeah, your flowers are right here. If you can look on Philly Hot Radio live on YouTube, on Facebook, I am showing the audience right now how pretty your flowers are. They are burgundy, yellow, and purple.
Oh, that is so nice. Beautiful.
So I'm gonna bring your flowers to you today. Later on, when I get a chance to bring my little gift for you, that and also.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I'm gonna bring
your flowers to you today. Later on, when I get a chance. My little gift for you.
So Dr. Rock, anything that you want to say to the audience, because we're asking people to call in the radio station. You allow for 1 to 2 minutes to talk, to say what you want to say about Dr. Rock on her birthday. This show is dedicated today for Dr. Rock on Philly Hot Radio birthday. We're asking her family members, her cousins, her real friends, her real supporters, people that believe in Dr. Rock. This is your time to show your appreciation. This is a celebrating for Dr. Rock live on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work. Happy birthday, Dr. Rock. Anything you want to tell our audience, because the phone going to be popping today. People going to want to wish you happy birthday. I just
want to tell the audience, I just want to thank everyone for the gifts. Thank the people, everybody. I tell you, I just was so overwhelmed just to see everyone who just said happy birthday to me. Y'all just don't know. That means a lot to me, just to say happy birthday. I don't ask for nothing. I just ask for just to say happy birthday, and that's what I love, because guess what? Because so many people don't even get to see the age that I am. So you know I'm grateful, and I'm thank you, because God, without God, where would I be? So I just thank God that He's in my life, and I thank Him for having me get up every morning for 58 years. Get up, exercise, and do the right thing in life. And I'm just so overwhelmed. Just overwhelmed. Y'all just don't know. The tears just kept rolling this morning. And I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, Dr. Rock, we love you because you have showed a humanity woman and having a good husband next to you, and also having 2 good parents that taught you to love people. And that's the reason why that you're getting all the love back, and all the kids that you have helped in elementary school, all during the public school system. We are so grateful to have you, Dr. Rock, as our friend. I am grateful as a co-host. So we're going to allow you to celebrate your birthday.
My family, some of my family just walked up to the door to surprise me. I'm like overwhelmed again. I'm just so overwhelmed. I mean, just tears of joy. Thank everybody so much. So much. I want to thank you. And love everybody.
Okay, that's Dr. Rock. So Dr. Rock, enjoy your birthday. We're going to go on with the show. We want to thank you so much. That was Dr. Rock, ladies and gentlemen. And today is her birthday, so we want to thank everybody to thank Dr. Rock. So we're going to get into the show. And for those who like to call up the radio station, the phone number is 484-477-6348. We're going to talk about some topics. I want to talk about what the late Malcolm X said about talking about political tricks in America. And this sounds like what we are going on right now. How do you feel about the tricks of the political people in America and how we got Congress and senators that are all in office right now in Washington. Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you work. This is Showtime the Hype Man.
Hey, Grandpa.
Hey, this is my grandson. What's going on, Malik? How you doing?
Good.
Did you see the books you got this morning?
Hey, Grandma made some breakfast, too.
What kind of breakfast you got?
Happy birthday.
Huh?
I said happy birthday.
It ain't my birthday, it's Dr. Rock's birthday. Say happy birthday to Dr. Rock.
Yeah, I'm talking about Dr. Rock.
Wow, so how you feel this morning, Malik?
Good, because I saw you
Well, this is
on YouTube.
Good, you see me live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, this is my grandson, ladies and gentlemen. He just called up. He wanted to be at the radio station, but he up all night long watching TV, so he wasn't ready this morning. So, Malik, we want to thank you, and I love you for calling your grandfather, and we want you to continue to be a good young man and a good boy, and I'll see you when I get home, okay?
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye. That was Malik Brown, my grandson, called up on live on Philly Hot Radio. So we're going to get back to the audience. We're going to talk about the political tricks, how political people tricked the Americans for so long. And this is a quote that the late Malcolm X talked about in 1964. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been tricked by the political Democrat and the Republican Party for the last 60 years. Don't tell me that the Democrat Party and the Republican Party knew that racist was alive, knew that systematic policy of bigotry, hatefulness, systematic racist, of discrimination, justice, employment, housing, health care, and political power, among other issues. A lot of people are afraid to talk about black issues. A lot of people are afraid to talk about racists. A lot of people are afraid to talk about Black Lives Matters. Why is so many black Afro-American black leaders that's in office are afraid to talk about bigotry, hatefulness, systematic racism? See, we live in society today that because we talk about black issues, that black people that think they in a position got a problem with a man or a woman that speak on the issues that dealing with systematic policy of racism in this great country. It took George Floyd, 8 minutes, while white police officers been doing this for the last 60 years because of the politics and the tricks that the system play. I blame the Democrat Party and the Republican Party are not really looking at the real issues when it comes for the black people to vote for them. We are losing value when it comes to racialness and all the categories that I explained, dealing with discrimination, the justice system, employment, housing, health care, and wrongdoing on jobs. For those who are watching me live on Facebook and those who are watching me on the YouTube channel, Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you work.
Hey, how you doing? I wanna wish Dr. Rock a birthday.
Yeah, how you doing? Who's this?
This Brother Keith Jones.
Hey, Brother Keith Jones, welcome to Philly Hot Radio. What do you want to say for Dr. Rock on her birthday?
I want to say, happy birthday to you.
To you, come on.
Happy birthday to you, Dr. Rock. Happy birthday.
Keith, we want to thank you, Keith. Keith, what we're talking about, we're talking about why is Afro-America afraid to talk about racism even on their job?
Well, for some folks, right, you know, you depend on your job to try to make a living and provide for your family. And, you know, there's backlash, there's repercussions for exposing truth, you know what I mean? But when you speak truth to power, you know, power has a tendency to want to let you know that they are power, you know, as opposed to dealing with the topic, whether it be true, false, or thought-provoking. A lot of times they don't want you to shine light, you know. Somebody said something before. They said, like, I grew up in North Philly, too, and we had roaches, but we try to keep them under control. But what happened was the roaches would come out in the dark. But when you shine the light on them, they scatter. So when you shine the light on injustices or racial hatred or whatever, discrimination, it exposes them, and they don't want to be exposed because they like being in that comfortable position, in my view. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion, that you shine light. Darkness can't comprehend the light, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's why they don't want that's why they want to make you uncomfortable, like Starbucks talking about, you can't wear anything with Black Lives Matter. Well, they changed their thought processes real quick when they realized, hey, a good percentage of our patrons are people of color, you know, African Americans. You lose money when you hurt people. That's how you hurt people in the pocket.
Okay. So
I believe that's my limited view, Brother Showtime.
Okay, well, brother.
Showtime, I know you can talk, but I just want to say this to you, man, too. You are an encouragement, brother. You are gifted for this job, man. So continue to do this. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. And eventually, people want to hear and know that you're speaking truth, brother. And you ruffling feathers. Politicians get upset and angry, but hey, it needs to be said. It needs to be mentioned. It needs to be put out there that, hey, they're taking us for granted. They're using us. They get in there and then you don't hear from them. You don't see them until it's election time and they want to come around, shake hands. Oh, we're going to work on that.
Well, you know, the phones are popping, so we want to thank you, man, for calling in, and we want to thank you for calling and thanking Dr. Rock and happy birthday. And thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Showtime The Hype, man. We're live on Philly Hot Radio. We're talking about the political tricks. Philly Hot Radio.
Yes, good morning, Showtime.
Hi, good morning. How you doing? Welcome to Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work.
Yes, this is Nicole. This is Nicole Hayes.
Hey, Nicole Hayes. How you doing? We know who it is. You want to say a shout out to Dr. Rock on her birthday?
That's right. I'm calling you a couple times because your line is busy today. Everybody's trying to reach out.
Yes, a lot of people are calling, so we're trying to give. So you have a minute to talk about, say your happy birthday wish, and you can talk about something if you want to talk about.
I'm calling to wish my big sis, Roxanne, Dr. Roxanne Conte, a happy birthday. I would have called 20 times if I had to until I got through.
Well, we really appreciate you calling up for Dr. Rock, and she really means that, because all of us know that by being a friend with Dr. Rock, she's definitely is a true friend to all of us. And we really appreciate her from the bottom of my heart. And she really appreciates you so much of you just calling up. Those are the little things that we need more love in our community. As the black community, we don't know how to love. We got to learn how to love each other. So anything you want to say about Dr. Rock real quick?
Absolutely. Dr. Rock, I want to thank you for being such a positive, beautiful friend inside and out. Your heart is made of pure gold. You're a blessing. I'm happy to have you as a friend, and I also call you big sister.
Wow.
So I just hope your day is beautiful and blessed, and I wish you many, many more.
Well, thank you so much for calling, and we see you on the other side. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Hi, this is Showtime The Hype, man. The phones are jumping today, and we are grateful for all the callers that are wishing Dr. Rock a happy, happy birthday. But also, in the meanwhile, we are dealing with issues in the city of Philadelphia and also around this great country when it deals with racism. It's so many people are afraid. Hello? Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you work.
Good morning. I would love to say happy birthday, Dr. Rock. This is Daryl Dalsonia.
Hey, Daryl, how you doing, my brother?
Fine, thank you, and yourself.
So what do you want to say about Dr. Rock on her birthday?
I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. God bless you. May God keep you in all your days to come. And I wish you the best of health and plenty of wealth, Dr. Rock. From Daryl Dalsonia.
Well, Daryl, before you go, we want to ask you a question, if you don't mind. What do you think about bigotry and hate in the city of Philadelphia when it comes to big issues dealing with the police in the city of Philadelphia? What we are hearing and what we've been hearing and what they are talking about, the former police Richard Ross that fired 15 white police officers that provided racist office inside the police department. They're trying to rehire these 15 police officers, even with the president of the police union. And they have been showing policies, and the reason why that each city budget was giving police more money than anybody out of the budget. But what happened was that we see that some of the kind of pension money they get, the kind of the police officer is loaded with white employees. I never realized the money and the pension that these police officers get. And we're not going to say that some police officers are good. We're not saying that we do not have good police officers. Here go a former police officer, Richard Ross, tried to clean up the house of 15 white police officers in the city of Philadelphia that was preventing racists in the department of the police department. We have black elected officials in the city of Philadelphia knew what was going on, was still giving them money for the police department budget. Till George Floyd got killed and murdered by a police officer, all of a sudden that the black political people want to get involved in these cases. All of a sudden the Democrat Party want to get involved of Black Lives Matter. If George Floyd never died, all this racist stuff would still go on in the city of Philadelphia. We need you to say something to give you about a minute and tell the people how you feel about that.
Well, I don't think that any of those officers should get their jobs back. They've already proven that they have racist tendencies. So that means these are some of the officers that are locking up black men specifically because they have an agenda, because they're racist folks. I'm glad that they're doing what they're doing. They need to pull some of that money back from these police. They're not seeming to be doing too well of a job out here. All of the murders and everything that's taking place. I know they can't be everywhere all the time, but jeepers creepers. I mean, some of this stuff, needs to be addressed. They need to be in these high killing areas that's in the city of Philadelphia, on foot, on undercover, the whole nine. And if you don't have a relationship with the public, you will never get the information that you need from them to help them solve some of these murders. So yeah, it's a lot of this racial thing has been here and been live and well for umpteen years. And I don't think even with, unfortunately, what happened to Brother George Floyd, I still don't think a whole lot of things are going to take place. The only way we're going to get things done, we got to change these laws. That's it. We got to work on the inside to get done the right things done for the outside, for all of us. You understand what I'm saying? It's the only way we can get it done. We have to get laws put in place and make them stick and adhere to it. And when these cops get out of line, they need to be written up. We need to know about it, and don't let them bounce from department to department. You know what I mean? With knowing that they doing things that's not supposed to be done. And these good cops, it's time for y'all to turn into bad ones. If you riding with me and I'm not doing things right, you need to let your commanding officer know that Daryl Dalsonia is screwing up. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Because they need to make them accountable just as well. If I'm doing the wrong and I don't stop you, then when something goes down, then we both go down for that crime. How about that? That's how it is in the black community. If I kill somebody and you riding with me, well, they charge us both with murder, even though you never got out the car. So it's the same instance with these cops doing this brutality. If you don't stop your partner, then you should be just as liable. That's what I have to say about all of that.
Wow. Well, we want to thank you for your comment. I know that you have a busy day, and I want to wish you the best of luck for calling Dr. Rock. Dr. Rock, really appreciate you calling, wishing her a happy birthday. I'd also like to thank you for your comment, Daryl Dawson. And like to say, tell your wife we thank you for your encouragement and all the things that you're doing to help to wake up the Afro-American community along with the white community and the Latino community. Thank you and have a good day.
You're more than welcome. Thank you. God bless. Love and respect always.
So we are talking about, we are starting to see the black eyes around this nation in the police department around all the great cities. The Chicago mayor, very assertive, where during the riot, about 8 of her top officers and some of the police officers were sitting in a Congress office, broke in a Congress office sitting, having coffee and popcorn. We are starting to see that some of these officers only there for a paycheck in the organization that deals with the police union. The police department had a very powerful in hand of dictating the city. Philly Hot Radio, whistle while we work.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning, my brother. What's going on?
All right, this is Joe Sanders down here in Georgia.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, man, I'm hanging in there, checking out the show, enjoying the show.
Well, let me ask you a question. We're talking about, and I know that you can speak on some issues, and we're talking about the political trick in America, the politicians that's been doing for years. This is a quotation that the late Malcolm X. Also, we're talking about the systematic policy of mindless, bigotry, hateful, systematic, racist discrimination, justice, employment, housing, healthcare. And we have saw that the political power among other Democrats and the Republican Party know what was going on. All of a sudden that now the Democrat Party want to fight racists. All of a sudden now the Democrat Party need us to vote for them. But it seemed like every one of us have a responsibility to speak out against racists and bigotry and hate. But what happened is that we had to wait for another black man, and it has been over 1 million black people maybe died in this country. In the history that we put our foot on this country because the color of our skin. Do you have anything to say dealing with bigotry and hatefulness in this great country?
Yeah, I have plenty to say. I don't think we got enough time, but I'll break it down a little bit. One of the things that I see is, this thing started way before Donald Trump, and we've been in this situation over 400 years. So the main thing for me is this thing starts from the top. Now, racism has always been there, and we know that. We used to see, our grandfathers and grandparents and parents, they used to tell us, hey, they used to have to give the young black men the talk. Mm-hmm. And we know what the talk is. If you get pulled over by the cops, this is what you do, and you be respectful and everything. But like I said, this thing, it was way before Trump. Now, Trump has given the green light to expose it. Mm-hmm. He actually blew a lot of dog whistles, and he's still blowing dog whistles during his rallies. And I want to start with him. He's having a rally. He's having his first rally June 19th. Now, we know what June 19th, they call it Juneteenth. We know what we know one of the reasons why he's doing that, and he's holding it in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is actually where a lot of black business was burnt down. They say 300 black people died during that time, but it was more than that. It was about 600. These was black people that owned businesses, black people that doctors and I put that? It's kind of hard to ignore it, but, you know, we really sometimes just have to ignore him and let him do what he's going to do, because he's going to do what he's going to do for his base anyway.
Wow. I want to piggyback what you're saying when it comes to what happened was that the Afro-American community, along with the white poor community, and along with my Latino brothers and sisters, and I've been getting a lot of encouragement from people around the world to keep doing what I'm doing. Because I'm against the system in the city of Philadelphia where I'm born and raised and where I'm located at this present time. The black leadership do not have heart in the city of Philadelphia. The black leadership in the city of Philadelphia know that they was giving racist to police departments way money to fit their budget. And we have found that they was promoting racism inside of the Philadelphia Police Department, even though they have black police officers, black detectives, black police with high rank. They fired a great cop that done his work. Richard Ross has worked his way up to the top. And I saw a brother that's in the military talked about racism in the military, and the reason why that he stayed longer than he's supposed to, because he was prepared mentally and he understood what Nelson Mandela was talking about by having a strong mentally mind. And Nelson Mandela talked about, even though in the white police that runs the police with the union, even with the fire department in the city of Philadelphia, even with the EOC, even with the labor relation part. We got a company called SEPTA that fired 97% of black men and women. And because of this system, the same with the court justice system. The same thing when a black does something in the military. The rules stick, but when a white officer do something, the walk and the penalty is less. It took us 2020, and it's still here in this great country. All of a sudden, the Democrat Party knew that racists resist, and all of a sudden that everybody talking about Black Lives Matter. So what is your input, and I'm gonna let you go, what is your input of seeing racists in the military, racists even down in Atlanta? Do y'all have racist police officers, or have you encountered with racists down Atlanta, Georgia, where y'all live at in Georgia? So what is going down in Georgia?
Well, it's pretty much the same thing going down here that's going on in Philadelphia, you know. But down here in Georgia, we started to see a lot more black political figures. Like, for instance, when we had our march down here in Georgia, our mayor, which we have a black mayor down here, our mayor marched with everybody. Everybody met at City Hall. The black mayor marched with everybody, but he also put on everybody on alert. Hey, we're not going to have all of this nonsense that's going on, rioting and looting. We're going to have a peaceful protest. We're going to march together because I stand with y'all. And that's our leader down here.
Wow.
Now, as far as the military, you know, like I said, I can talk a little bit more before I get to the military about the police. The police departments are, and everybody knows this, and it's seen down here, you know, in Georgia, they're actually recruiting. They're recruiting to put a lot of these white supremacists in these positions to become police officers, and they recruit their own. So that's where we're getting the racism at, you know, within the police department, because we all know what the white supremacist agenda is. So all they're doing is recruiting their own to fulfill their agenda.
Wow.
Yeah, and now on the military side, you know, military has, you know, when I was in the military, I was stationed with people that's from North Dakota, and I can tell you a story about driver. He was my driver. And he would drive me around, like when we went out to the field and stuff like that. He would take me here and there. And we actually got real close. And everywhere I went, you know, if I had to leave 3 o'clock in the morning to go and do something, he would drive me out of the field. He was just my driver when we went to the field. But he would drive me to go and check on rations and make sure fuel get out and everything. And like I said, we got pretty close. And he broke down to me one day and he said, you know what, Sergeant Sanders? He never actually seen a black person. He was from Louisiana. He never seen a black person until he joined the military. Now, he's seen black people on TV, but in person, he never really, until he started dealing with, you know, military and recruiting and going to recruiting station, he never physically seen a black person. So, you know, a lot, and like I said, we got real tight because he was driving me everywhere, and you know, he just broke down to me and told me this. But then one day he said, and he had a little country accent. He said, "Hey, Sergeant Sanders," he said, "I like you." He said, "I would love to take you down there and meet some of my people." I looked at him and said, his name was Evans. I said, "Evans, you can forget about me going down them backwoods Louisiana with you." I said, "We get along good," but I said, "No, you can forget about ever inviting me down there and me taking that invite, because I'm not going in them backwoods in Louisiana."
Well, I want to ask you a question before you leave, and we want to thank you for taking out your busy day. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sanford & Son, LEC company that deals with toting antique cars. This brother been in the military. This brother is on the phone from Georgia. He's from Winfield. We want to thank you, man, for calling up and telling your story. Before you leave, I want to ask you one more question. That, what do you think, and how can we condition the black folks to join in and unite? Because we're seeing leaders that are black. We're seeing leaders that went to Division I colleges. They learn an education, but they are missing something. And the late Honorable Nelson Mandela talked about the mental stage that black folks don't have in society today. And we're looking at a lot of blacks in key position. They get there, all of a sudden they get earrings. They get there, all of a sudden their lips get tight. All of a sudden they don't see what's going on in the black community because we got so many black leadership that are afraid to speak against the Democrat Party, because the Democrat Party will run a candidate against a councilman, against a senator, against a black guy that's a Congress, if he don't play the Democrat game. How do you feel how the Democrat Party always say they support us, but in the last 60 years, we don't see no improvement dealing with segregation, dealing with racists, dealing with employment, dealing with housing and health care, that black folks are the lowest in this country, but we still vote Democrat. Can I get your point a minute and you can talk about it and you can go?
Yeah, I think as far as we put these Democratic leaders in the office, but once we put them in the office, we forget about them. What we need to do is start getting active, start going to, even when it comes to parent-teacher conferences in school, or going to a town hall meeting. Let these people know that I'm watching you. You're not fulfilling your agenda that you promised to me. Those are times that we need to speak out. These churches, like say down here, we have a well-known church that's in Charleston, South Carolina, where they have town hall meetings. And I mean, I went to one of them one time, and I was like, wow, these people was in that church letting them officials let them know what was really on their minds. So, to me, I think that the black community, once we put these people in office, we actually need to start attending these meetings, town hall meetings, and letting them know what's on our mind, letting them know what we expect them to do, and
That is correct. I'm glad you said so. I want to thank you for calling. Continue to watch Philly Hot Radio. I hope Atlanta, Georgia, and I hope down to Georgia where you at. I'm hoping that you're allowing some of them to listen to our radio station because we definitely want to build a bridge with y'all also because you are Philadelphia. Even though you live down Georgia, you can talk all that you want, but you are from Philadelphia. I'm gonna make it clear live on Philly Hot Radio. I told they get mad at you all you want, but he's from Philadelphia, but we allow y'all to bar him down Georgia.
Yep, that's right. That's right. I'll be Philly till I die.
Okay, I just want Georgia that those who are watching from Georgia, we let y'all bar with our homeboys from Philadelphia. Hey man, we want to thank you for tuning in. We want to say hi to your wife, to all your family members, and we love you, good brother. Have a nice day.
All right, and one more thing, brother. Hey, I'm gonna get in touch with you. I was listening earlier about the young lady that had her business. She needed some help with her business. So I'm gonna reach out to you after the show.
Okay, good. Yeah, her name is Shirley Patterson and her daughter. They have a restaurant. And what happened right on Sea Line Avenue at 45th and Sea Line Avenue, and you are familiar with that area.
Yes.
But when the coronavirus started, the city of Philadelphia shut down so the contract could not get licensed. And I was sharing with her that black people don't know how to help when crisis comes. But what I realized is, but they know how to talk about each other. They are so jealous. We are seeing more people. Why do black folks never learn to help each other? My name is Showtime the Hype Man. You can call me later on and we'll talk about helping Miss Patterson and her daughter restaurant business, okay?
Okay, you got it, brother.
Bye-bye.
And also, happy birthday
to Dr. Rock.
Dr. Rock, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dr. Rock. We're going to talk, what we are talking about that everyone that are watching me right now live on Philly Hot Radio, every one of us has a responsibility to speak out against racist and bickering and hateful. Why did it take Mr. Floyd George life for the black political leadership and the white leadership of this great country called America? Why is black people afraid to march and fight for real issues when it comes to housing, discrimination, justice, health care? Why are we afraid? We have black union men and women that's in political are afraid to be on the front line to talk about the real issues. My name is Michael Keller, a.k.a. Mikkel Showtime the Hype Man. They're talking about bringing the 15 white officers that was promoting races inside the police department in the city of Philadelphia. The commissioner, the former commissioner, Rich Ross, fired them. But the union are promoting, tried to rehire some of their 15 white officers because they missed that check. We are seeing racism among these great countries in the police department spreading all over. We have black elected officials are really, and some of the Democrat elected officials are afraid to talk about the tough issues. Because my name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you work. Nothing against my white audience and my Latino audience. I want to make that clear. But we have seen so many black folks in the history of this great nation. Systematic policy and mindedness and bigotry of hate, systematic racist has rise in 2020, along with the no coronavirus, the virus that's still going on strong. For those who are watching me around the world, do we really see the big picture? Do we really see that some of the large companies that are investing money in Donald Trump and believe in Donald Trump policy as the American United States, that we allow a man to get in power? We have nobody to blame but ourselves, because they know that black people do not come out and vote in primary elections and general election. We always need something to motivate us. I've been watching a lot of stories of some of our great leaders that are not here. And we don't realize in this country how powerful that we can be. I want to give a shout out to Black Lives Matters, how they organization and how they spread Black Lives Matter around the world. It's important that what we are doing, that we stay focused and we continue to press and press, just like what they did to Floyd George for 8 minutes, put his knee on this man's neck and he hollered, "Mom, Mom," on his last breath. It's many other black men and white poor people and Latino brothers has faced discrimination against the police department. Not to take it away that all police officers are bad people, but change is about to come. The city council this week, all 12 of them voted to not to give the $14 million budget to the police department. Down Atlanta, Georgia, they did it. Down Seattle, Washington, we are seeing a movement against police officers, what they've been doing. It's like they are bullies. And they took advantage of their uniform and allowing them to do the job as police officers. We're not aware when it comes to unions and pension money. The white community understands pension and Social Security. So they recruit more whites in some of these jobs. But what happened was, they realized they don't get the support of the president of their union. Black unions do not support their own brothers. Black unions do not support their own people. Black unions are the disgrace when it comes to helping their own brothers and sisters. I have watched the city of Philadelphia black unions. It's a disgrace. None of the black men and black women are protected because they have the same attitude towards their own black brothers and sisters in the community that they come from. Black unions are non-trusted. Black leadership in the city of Philadelphia is non-trusted. But only time they want us to trust them when it's time for election. We are tired of Philadelphia and the Democrat Party of giving us elected officials that are afraid to target the real issues when it comes to bigotry, hate, systematic, racist, discrimination, justice, employment, housing, health care. The Democrat Party has failed the communities. The police department has locked up so many brothers and sisters for wrongdoing. SEPTA, one of the most racist transportation company, are bigotry and hateful. They have a system of managers. They have a bigotry executive team that are racist towards blacks. Minister Raid Muhammad protests from the SEPTA headquarters. Minister Raid Muhammad called Channel 63, NBC, Tribune, The Inquirer, the Daily News, Fox News. They told Minister Raid Muhammad that we do not have enough information. Call them back when we have more. 97% of black men and black women was fired in a policy that SEPTA came up with. Also, SEPTA knew that the EOC, the Labor Relations Board, the Lieutenant Governor, and the Attorney General, all the white lawyers and white organizations, was not going to help the 97% of black men and black women. It was all about the pension. That SEPTA lost $450 million of the pension funds. Because of the layoff clause in our contract. I'm a former employee at SEPTA. I was wrongfully discharged by a systematic policy, bigotry, hatefulness manager named Tommy Mark Maguchi. Because we all black, the black leadership in the city of Philadelphia turned their back on all the men and women. They turned their back on the NAACP. We're asking for help along with the Black Lives Matter movement. We want to protest against the police department are trying to rehire the 15 white officers. They're trying to build racists in the Philadelphia Police Department to go back to the old ways like Frank Rizzo. Do y'all have the ability to see the big pictures of non-trusted leaders in the city of Philadelphia? For those who like to call in, the phone number is 484-477 Philly Hott Radio.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning,
shit. Earlier, but I woke up late today.
Well, you always waking up late on Saturday morning. You must got a new boyfriend, and y'all handling y'all business at night.
Boyfriend is Mr. Pillow Sheets. The sheets and the pillow.
Well, girl, you better get a boyfriend instead of the pill and the sheep and get them feelings in. What's going on, Sharon, with the pillows and the sheets?
Now, you know I would have been the first one to call in to give a shout out to my number one, day one, Ace Boom Coon, ride or die, bestie, best friend,
Go ahead,
Dr.
girl.
Rock, a.k.a. Roxanne Conti.
Yeah, Dr. Rock birthday is a beautiful day. So what do you want to say about Dr. Rock, Sharon?
I'm going to try to make it as brief as I can because there's so much I could say about it. But I just want to say from day one, she was real. That's how we became friends. Day one, I met her. We were on set of a film, and I didn't have a way home. She didn't hesitate to offer to take me home. Didn't live nowhere near me. Didn't know me from a can of paint. Wouldn't accept no money from me for gas.
Wow.
And we've been friends for from day one. But man, she never like judged me. You know how Dr. Rock is fashionista, fly girl. You know me, I'm opposite. Jeans and sneakers. But that never was an issue. You know what I mean?
Wow.
She treated me just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? She didn't treat me like I was just like a nobody.
Wow. Well, Sharon, Dr. Rock really appreciates you as her
And we
friend
had some
also.
adventures. Okay.
Wow. I'm so grateful that y'all have that relationship.
Oh yeah.
Would you say Sharon Patterson?
I said, oh, definitely. I mean, you know how people, you have friends who say, oh, you can call me any time of the night, and you call them, and they be like, you know. I had called Roxanne 2 o'clock in the morning before, or 4 o'clock or something, because I was upset about something. She ain't hesitate to pick up, she ain't hesitate to just like talk.
Wow.
You know, it wasn't no like, oh, okay, well.
Dr. Rock is like a lifesaver to all of us, and Philadelphia has a great friend like Dr. Rock, and along with her husband, allowing her to be who she is. So we're so grateful for Earl allowing Dr. Rock to do that. But I want to ask you a question, even though Dr. Rock is her birthday, and this is Dr. Rock hour. What they're spreading rumors, the 15 white officers that was fired from the Philadelphia Police Department, Ralph Ross saw that they were promoting races inside the police department. So what he did as a commissioner, he took it on his own hands in his investigation. Before he did that, he fired the 15 white officers. But what they're doing, the union president are trying to rehire these 15 white officers. What do you think? Is it right to hire them back, or is wrong with the president of the union of the police force engaged in white racists in the police department of power? And there's a lot of white police officers that get in the jobs just to be a police officer because of the money and the kind of pension they get. Can you have anything you want to talk about that? Sharon?
I'm glad you said that. Number one, it's interesting how, you know, people say blue lives matter, okay? If that's your thing. But the thing about it is, blue lives matter to an extent, because if that was the case, then you wouldn't have to have the Guardian Civic League, okay? Which African American officers belong to. So even though it's a so-called thin blue line, the thin blue line doesn't necessarily include the black line. And I think if you're wrong, you're wrong. I mean, you're supposed to be an authority, and holding somebody accountable doesn't mean that you're anti. For example, just because I want the police to be held accountable doesn't mean I'm anti-police. And that's what a lot of people do, get people riled up. Well, you're anti-police. But I can tell you one thing. I don't know how old some of the people are, but I'm old enough to remember the Rizzo days.
Wow.
Rizzo was a tyrant. And people probably going to get mad, but in South Philly, a lot of people were able to get away with a whole bunch of stuff. I ain't even going to get into the triple parking, quadruple parking, etc.
Wow. Wow.
So, you know, I just think it's wrong. Wrong is wrong. I mean, you're supposed to be like an officer. You're supposed to protect and serve. You know what I mean? They're supposed to create a service, not service.
Wow. Well,
And sadly, if you speak out, you're considered anti-police, and it's not true.
well, let me ask you one more question, Sharon, because you want something real good. And do you feel that every one of us has a responsibility to speak out against racism and bigotry and hatefulness? If you worked at a job, because I have worked at jobs where because a black man or a black woman speak out, and those who are in authority and manager, and we have seen since this George Floyd murder, some black folks that spoke out been fired. And because of the EOC, they get money, federal money, from Washington, are afraid to help blacks that get wrongfully discharged in the city. We have intercounted with the EOC in the city of Philadelphia, has worked together with some of the big corporate companies that has a lot of federal money, city money, and state money that they get to run their companies. So what is your piggyback, and I'm gonna let you go, but what is your piggyback dealing with racists in some of these large companies that you work for?
Well, it's sad because a lot of the time the racism is at the top. And people try to make you think you're crazy. You know? They try to make you think you didn't hear what you heard or you didn't see what you saw that was racist. I'm going to give you an example. I was working in a law firm, one of the top law firms. I ain't going to mention the name. My manager comes and he asked me, I had a brush and me and my friends were talking. He said, "Oh, I didn't know you all used those." I'm like, "Excuse me? A brush? Oh yeah, I thought you all used pick." So now mind you, 5 other people in there heard it. They looked at me like, "Oh, that's just how he is. Oh, just let it slide." And that's the problem, that let it slide mentality. And so many people don't speak out, and it bothers me, but I've learned something. Sometimes the silence is the answer right there.
Wow.
That's the answer.
So you truly believe in silent treatment, and I learned that by reading the 48 laws, that silent treatment means strength.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And
Sharon,
can I say one more thing?
yes, you can.
This is the thing that bothers me, a pet peeve. People act like racism doesn't exist because they haven't experienced it. Well, guess what? I experienced childbirth, but you can best better believe I know it exists.
Wow. Wow. Well, why is the political leaders that get elected in some of these higher places, the Afro-American, that with a group of white people in the corporate world, and I have seen that we have allowed men and women of our color, skin, to work in high level skills, but what they do, they are afraid because they are dominated, and because of the money that they get, they will keep their mouth closed. But Nelson Mandela said something. When he went to prison, knew that he gonna serve 30 years.
Yep.
Before he went through that door, the first thing he told himself that I'm gonna make them respect me, even though I'm gonna do 30 years. Black folks, some of the black folks, Sharon, I said some, Sharon, are afraid, and we have some of the Democrat leaders in the city of Philadelphia that plays the political game with the Democrat Party and the chairperson, and because they're afraid of losing their position, and that's what we got. We have too many people that are afraid because of their entertainment part, in the entertainment world, or they in the sports world, but we're seeing more younger Afro-Americans that start sharing. I want to thank you so much for being a great co-host and participating with everything we do. I know that some morning you sleep a little harder with your pillows and sheet, but we're going to try to get you some new bed and pillow sheets for Friday night so you can get up a little early to get to the radio station.
That's one last thing, I promise. And a lot of times what happens is some black people are fearful of looking like a troublemaker if they out against something.
Wow.
They'll see an injustice done to their coworker or somebody else, and it's kind of like, it's like the don't snitch mentality.
Okay, well.
You know what I mean? My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Okay, well, that's Sharon. Say her name is Bennett. She's not in it. We want to thank you, along with wishing Dr. Rock a happy happy birthday. Thank you, Sharon. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, this is Showtime at Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We're winding down, and we got another caller. Philly Hot Radio.
What's going on, hype man? Good morning, my brother. This Q from Jersey. Let's get it.
Well, brother, let's get it. You the man that has a great plan and a great way, the way you say things. Do you believe that it's every one of us has the responsibility of speaking out against racist, bickering, and hatefulness in this great country? Why black folks and black leaders are afraid to speak on the tough issues that's been going on for the 60 years, especially as Democrat always want to use us during an election, but they're not really doing the job to help us to be a part of this great country. Can I have your point of view?
My point of view is, we have to get out and vote. It's no longer the Democrats. The Democratic has failed us. No doubt, I'm speaking in general. There are a few that have stood up and stood on the promises and principles that we voted them in for, but they've been compromised by favoritism, socialism. We can't allow any more of this. This is my friend. We're going to put him on the ballot because of what he looks like. At the end of the day, we have sold ourselves out. We sold our privileges. We sold our rights because we want to be on the ballot. I say put you on the ballot. You stand on good promises. You have an agenda for the people. That's what we need to have on the ballot. If not you, we need to have people with the same agenda as you, the same mindset. The Democrats, in my opinion, have failed us. They've been compromised by favoritism because they want to get the popular vote. We known as black people to be democratic, but our agenda has failed us. We have to get out and vote now. We have to get out and vote and make a change. We can no longer complain. We can no longer be on social media just talking about it. We have to get out, get this vote, get people in that have the same mindset and agenda for change. That's what's going on. The racist antics are alive and well because we have people in front of us, people in office that don't see a problem with it. It's time for change, and that change is going to come by the vote. That's where the power is. That's where the power is. The marches are happening. The younger people out here marching, that's awesome. I think that's a beautiful thing. But don't come to your community, burn it down, while those people at home looking at us on TV enjoying nice, well, green grass communities. It's time for a change. Let's get the right people in there. Let's continue marching if we have to. Let's continue protesting. But we have to build up our own. Nobody's going to do it for us.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I was talking about that early on my other shows that I do during the week. And I've been reading documents of how we never learned how to master the game. And what we've been talking about, the only way that we're going to beat the Democratic Party in the city of Philadelphia, that we're going to have to change the way the system is and beat some of their Democrat people with the vote that who we want. We're going to have to knock off at least 2 or 3 of them that they think based on the ballot. Most of the Democrat Party in the city of Philadelphia, they depend on the ballot, and then they think because they get large money for the corporate during an election, and what they do, they spread the poll places where people don't even vote, and half of them homeless, half of them on drugs, and long they got people at the poll places in large numbers, along with the wicked ward leaders and the committee people that don't care about also, because even though they committee people and ward leaders, they don't have the heart and the courage to fight the chairperson of the Democratic Party in the city of Philadelphia. So what is your take when it comes to ward leaders and committee people? Then that chairperson tell them who they're going to vote for. And the black political people are afraid of their seat because the Democrat Party will run a candidate against them.
I think we need to get them out of office. Follow the money. Follow the money. They come out into the community, voting time, handing out hundreds of dollars, gift certificates, all these promises, just to get the black vote.
That's correct.
Just to get the black vote. We have to understand, we matter to them when we giving them our money, and when we matter to them when they coming into our town getting our vote. I
I would personally, I'm not in Philly, I'm calling from Jersey. I personally follow the money. I want to see who this candidate is that got all this corporate backing.
Come on.
I don't mind that, but if you got corporate backing and you're doing the right thing, then so be it. But always follow the money. And if that Democratic, that Republican isn't doing the right thing, we need to get them out of office because all we doing is delaying our own progress.
Wow. Well,
We're delaying our own progress.
Well, we are winding down from the show. We got to close. I did a half hour over, but I
want to ask you one question, brother.
Yes.
One question. Have you ever thought to be on the ballot?
Well, I did. I ran for city council for the 4th District. Janie Blackwell and cursed Councilman Jones. I respected Councilwoman Janie Blackwell, and I told Councilman Jones I was not running against you. I was running to show my talent and my gift as a candidate in the 4th District because the people in the city of Philadelphia, all the black politicians has turned their back on me. All the political Democrat Party tell people that he ain't nobody, he ain't got no money. And what happened when I just wanted to show my talent, because I come from a political background, that's all I know is political, is fighting for justice. So yes, I have ran. I was a part of a union. I ran for Local 234, vice president of Local 234 union. See, black folks want the same old people in the same organization. They don't want guys like me to give opportunity. They will say things to try to destroy what God has made inside of me. I want to thank you.
Well, listen, brother, no weapon formed against you going to prosper. The truth hurts. I thank you for the platform. Happy birthday, Dr. Rock. I love you. I love you too, brother. Keep speaking that truth. It don't matter if they love you or like you. The truth is the truth, and it'll never change.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is the last part of the show. I want to thank everybody that tuned in on Philly Hott Radio, Whistle While You Work. Also, we want to let Dr. Rock know that celebrate your birthday, Dr. Rock. We want you wish you a happy birthday. Also, for those who like to help out, my friend Cheryl Patterson and her daughter, they have a business at 45th and Ceylon Avenue. Because of the coronavirus, they can't not get licensed to open up their store or maybe get it ready for business. So we want people to support them too also. We want to thank everybody that watched this show today. We hope that we gave good information. Also, this is a show that's for all people, black, white, and Spanish. We just talking about black issues just for this show. But we're going to get into some more entertainment. We're going to be talking more when Dr. Rock get back. We want to thank y'all for tuning in on Philly Hott Radio. Whistle while you work. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. I see y'all next Saturday at the same time at 10 a.m. Peace.